Hi AEIS students. Now that you have figured out what four-letter word you are going to be doing to show school pride, and here's another example. So we have bold, epic, cool, and star. So once you've decided on your table which word you're going to do, you then have to decide which student is doing which letter. And also as a table, you have to decide on your color family. So you want to make sure that you're all kind of sticking with the same color family. Our standards in art are, the first standard we're doing is creating, because we're actually working on a piece of art, so we're creating our artwork. So we're organizing and developing our artistic ideas by figuring out who's doing which letter and what color family we are choosing. So how do artists work? They sometimes work collaboratively, working together with a bunch of people, and sometimes they work individually. So we're working with our standard of creating. We also are hopefully making a connection. What type of connection can you make with your word and AEIS? So I am hoping that you're making a connection with your artwork, specifically to you and your table mates with our school. So we're making a connection and we are creating. So everybody will, again, pick their four-letter word, and we should have already done that. And now everybody will get their materials. The materials you're going to use is a foam board. So I've got a couple rectangular square-shaped boards and some circles. Okay. So once you decide on the size or the shape that you're going to do, and you could do these this way or this way. Okay. Everybody picks their letter. You're going to trace it on, so you might want to grab rulers so that you can carefully outline with pencil first your letter. So get your letter on here. Before you do anything else, you're going to turn it over. And on the back, you're going to write your name, your teacher's name, and maybe the color of your table. I'm sitting at red, so I'm going to put red. Okay? And then now you're ready to begin. So I'm going to move this aside. The first letter that I did was the letter J. I decided to use primary and secondary colors. Actually, I decided to use warm and cool. It looks like primary colors. Actually, I could use primary and secondary colors. So this one is all done with primary colors, so I used red and orange in my letter, and then blue, the other primary color, in my background. Now my next letter, I started using the secondary colors. So the way that you're going to do that is, again, you have to decide who is going to do which color family, and make sure you understand every two people are going to get a little tray of paint. In order to keep my paint, or your paint, pure or clean, I'm going to give you 6 brushes, because we have 6 colors. You're going to get some tissue to help keep your brush clean. And so let me go get some tissue. So I'm going to pass out tissue, and this works a little bit better than paper towels, but we might end up using paper towels. So what you're going to do is you're going to pick up the color, and you're going to start with a single color of the paint you want to use. So I'm going to continue with my inside of my letter. So on the inside of my letter, I started with the secondary colors of purple and green. So I'm going to turn that around, and I'm just going to go with my purple. So I'm going to pick up some purple. It's already liquid paint, so you don't need to add water. And we're just tapping. We're going to use an impressionistic style of painting. And so we're just tapping color where we want to use it. So I just tapped some, and the paint dries relatively fast. I just tapped in my blue, or my purple. If nobody else at your table is using the purple brush, you're going to stick it back in your water container. So you should have a container of water, and then pick up a clean brush, and now I'm going to add my green. So I'm going to pick up my green, and this is where you're going to need your tissues or paper towel. And I'm going to tap or dab my green, slightly overlapping, but not covering my purple. So now when I do that, you'll notice that my brush has purple. If I went to grab more green, my green would now be contaminated and would have purple in it. So you don't need to rinse it off in water. All you need to do is just carefully wipe it off. Pick up more green, tap down where you want it to go. And again, I have a lot of purple because my purple is pretty wet. I'm just gently taking off the purple. I'm not crunching the brush too hard because that will kind of ruin the bristles. I'm really liking the way this is coming out. Again, before I get more green, I'm going to gently roll my brush into my tissue, and now I'll end the green. So now that I'm done with my green, okay, so now my U is done. If no one else at the table wants to use this, I'm going to put it in the water. And now I'm going to go to my background. So I'm going to grab my orange, a brush for orange. I'm going to pick up some orange. And again, even though you could brush whole strokes, I really like the way our brush strokes will show through once the paint dries if we just do little taps. So I'm just tapping away. It's kind of a fun little rhythmic. Get close to, if you get too close again, because you might get some color if it's wet on your brush, you're just going to carefully wipe it. Okay. So you're going to continue until you finish your whole background, so just like I did my blue. Putting it on the drying rack that is assigned to your class. And then to clean up, all you have to do is your brushes should be inside your water container. And these paint containers have really nice little lids. Let me go get my lid. They have nice little clear lids, and you're just going to carefully close the lid, and hopefully that will keep the paint from drying out. And then once this is closed, you're going to put your artwork on the drying rack. So the first step is artwork on the drying rack. It's wet. The second step is putting your folder away and your name tag. And then what you're going to do is take your bucket of water with your brushes in it, and you're sharing it with your neighbor. Only one person has to do that. You're going to put your brushes in the sink. So these will go in the sink, in the container in the sink, and you're going to dump your water and fill it with clean water for the next class. So enjoy creating your school-wide collaborative project that will beautify our school.